Welcome back, everybody. It's Rama from Junk Journal Divas. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I have so much fun stuff to share with you today. You know that I have my Facebook group, Junk Journal Divas, but another group that I really enjoy is Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration. So from that group, Mandy and Julie are hosting a collaboration. This is all month long in August. Every day there is one or two creators that are creating something using a prompt that was given to us, and we make a video of it and then share our creations. So before I get started here, I just want to say to check out my video description. I have a lot of information in there. There are a lot of promos that I am sharing. I have one for House Whimsy, of course, one for Collage Soup, and there is also one for Mandy and one for Julie, and you will see their papers that I use. They're most of the tags and little pull-out things that I used in my book today. Don't forget to check that out. And also there is a playlist so you can see what all of the creators made for the month of August, and it's updated every day. My day, obviously, is Saturday the 24th, and my theme that I had, my prompt, was guys and dolls. So I'm immediately thinking, oh my goodness, paper dolls, you guys. If you watch my channel, you know I love my paper dolls. I started off this project by making these paper dolls, and I did them digitally. So I am going to put in the video description the video, if you're interested in that, the video of how I made them digitally. I don't show that in this video. So I started off by making the paper dolls first, and I embossed them. If you can see the embossing glaze that I put on, and I backed them with black cardstock because I wanted this little border going around them. So that was the first thing that I did here. And I gathered up all of my papers and things that you'll see, all the tags and things that I printed that I wanted to include from Mandy and Julie's kit, as well as background papers that I wanted to use from House Whimsy. On the first page here, you can see I put my little dangle. I have my paper doll, and I found this junk jewelry piece that just happened to perfectly fit on her head. It actually has a back to it, and so it kind of just slid down onto her, and I'm like, oh, this is so perfect. Got some moss here, and I just put a whole bunch of different elements. These leaves I used throughout. There's a leaf die cut, lots of different types of flowers. So that's the first page, and then going into the second page here. So this has a tag that pulls out. This is the poppy kit. And then I have in the background here, if you can see, this is cool. It's like rice paper, but it has leaves in it. And then I just created this little tuck, and I put one of the tickets envelope to tuck that down into. And this one, my paper doll, he's made out of a pine cone. On all of the little things that flip up or do something, I put a little dangle. So on this page, this twists around, and I have one of the envelopes here, just a little thing tucked in. And then this flips open, and I've got some more goodies inside here. And then I have a big little tuck here that I created. And then I just put these two pieces together here. So let's tuck that back in. Oh, and these are my mushrooms. This was a really popular video of me making these fabric mushrooms. So I'll also link all my videos that I'm talking about. I will link in the video description as well. So like I said, there's so much in the video description, lots of stuff. So we close this back up. So that is the second page. And let's go ahead and turn the page here. This one, I've got the flower fairy. It has two little tucks and a pocket up here, so there's a lot. This is something that I made a while ago with a feather. So I just tucked this down in here. And then I also have this little mini envelope with some little goodies in there. And then I have this. This is from House Whimsy, and it's just double-sided there. So that's this page. It just this is really like a lot of just patching things together, gluing different pieces together. So you can see all the different random pieces that I used, and it just kind of created all these little tucks and pockets. And then on this page, life itself is the most wonderful fairy tale. I took the photo kit, one of the photo kits from House Whimsy. Let's put this back down in here so it can kind of go up and down and on whatever side that you want to use. Another page, so here we go. And then we flip and we are at the back. I love this lady. Another one with a pine cone. And I thought this looked like an autumn fairy. So this one, you can see my little mushroom. And if you pull on this, this is a envelope. And let's open this up. It has a little postcard in here. And this tucks in. And I created a little belly band here for this lady. And then we can still flip it over again. So these are the two fairies I have here. So we have the spring fairy. On both of these, I put the tickets. So just a little mini pocket with the tickets that were from the kits that Julie and Mandy gave to use. And then on this side, I've got a little tuck behind him with a tag. And the same for her. And then another page here. So we have our summer fairy, and behind her, I just put this little file folder. It's empty, so you can use for writing space. And then on this side, I have the little mini mushroom here. We've got some little tickets that are down inside here. This is one of my tea bag pockets that I made. So I used that on top of this. And then I also created a little pocket here. Slide these guys back down inside here. And then this flips up. And we've got another little mini tag here. And also down here. So you can see that part. And then we are back at the beginning. I love making tag books, and I just have to say that this whole idea was inspired by Suzi, that is Shabby Soul. Years ago, she showed one of these tag books, I think 2 years ago, and it's been one of my favorite projects ever since. So thank you so much, Suzi, for this inspiration, because it doesn't matter what theme I'm doing, they are just so much fun to create. So let's start here. I'm going to show, first of all, I just show a minute of doing my paper dolls, and then I'm going to go into doing the spine, and then after I do the spine, adding some of the pages, and then I just keep going through and building it up. So let's get started. I'm excited to share this with you guys. So to start off here, I'm just showing a little bit of my paper dolls that I printed them out, and I'm just using some embossing ink to go over them. And then this is the Tim Holtz embossing glaze that I am using. So this is a translucent glaze. And then I'm just getting off the excess. And then you do have to use your heat tool to melt that. And then once I cut all of them out, I am going to glue them down onto black cardstock just to get that outline. And I will say it's easier if you put the embossing glaze on first and then cut them out, because otherwise just trying to hold them and get the embossing glaze on all the little pieces, it's just easier to do the embossing glaze first. So now I'm just kind of showing I've got my dolls that are cut out, and this is a piece of 12 by 12 paper from Tim Holtz, and I just cut it into 4 strips. And then I have some additional pieces that I'm going to use as my tags. And then I've got all of the goodies from the kits that we were given to use for this collaboration. And I just kind of to have some stuff ready to pull once I start creating. And I'm just kind of showing the paper dolls before I start adding them into the project, just so that you can see them. These were so much fun to make. And like I said, I will put the tutorial on how I put these together. It is a digital process and I use the InShot app. So that is in the video description. So now we're going to start on the first thing that I do is the spine, I'm calling it. And this is a piece of the Tim Holtz paper that I cut into 4 strips, and I'm just going to glue them together so that it's one big long strip. Very easy. Now, one of the times that I made this project previously, I ended up using another little strip in the middle just to add some support. And I kind of like that it just adds a little bit of contrast, adds a little bit of color. So that's why I decided to do that here. It's not really necessary, but if you're like me and you like to really load up your pages, it does add a little bit of support and structure to the base of the project. And it also pulls everything together a little bit using those papers. To fold the spine, I'm going to use one of my tags just to see how much space I'm going to want on the sides of it. And once I know the first one, now I'm just going to go ahead and make my folds back and forth until I get to the end. So now you can see this is what I have so far. And to add my first tag down, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue, and I'm just making sure that it's in the right position because all of the other pieces that I add are going to be lined up with this one. So I want to make sure it's where I want. And now I'm just going around those edges just to make sure that it's really nice and glued down well. This little extra flap on the back, so I'm just going to go ahead and tear that piece off. And now I'm going to start building up a little bit. So I'm going to the back, and I'm going to also add a tag to the back. And again, I am going to make sure that it's lined up with the first one. So I'm going to kind of hold it up on my desk, just make sure that that bottom part is nice and lined up. So I'll add a tag to the front, to the back, and then I also put one or two, depending on how long your book is, in the middle, and then that is kind of the stability and the structure of the project. You definitely want to make sure that you use some nice sturdy paper for this part at least. So now you can see I'm just adding a page to the center, to my middle piece. Okay guys, so I'm back working on my little tag book again today. So far all I did was make the big long base, the spine, and then I went in and just added, I guess these 2 pages are blank so far, but I added a couple of large pages just to give it a little bit of structure here. So what I'm going to do is start going in on all of the pages, and so say like these 2, I need to add a little something here. And right now this is just the base. So this is just giving me something to work on, and then I will go in with all my little goodies and all of the little envelopes and things that I have printed from the kits, and pockets and goodies, and I can use them. Most of this book is a lot of piecing things together, little pieces. And so here you will see an example of what I mean by that. I'm taking one piece, and in order to get it lined up, what I'm doing here is I glued, because I want to create a pocket. So I put the glue down and then I close the book up so that it's in the right position. And now I can kind of start building up and adding other elements. This piece that I'm adding now, I'm also going to make into a little tuck. So there's a lot of pockets and tucks and little goodies to find in this book. And I think that's why I just love making them. They're so much fun. Now this piece of Tim Holtz paper, I just decided to fold it so that it was the size that I needed, and then I can use that paper, kind of create a little pocket with that. And also just make sure that you ink everything before you glue them down. So now I have this envelope, and I'm going to attach it to the back of the other paper. And that will kind of create a fun little flip-flop page for me. So go ahead and glue the envelope down first, and then I can put the other paper on the top of it. Okay guys, I am back today. Hopefully I get lots of hours to work on my tag book. I found this jewelry piece and it fit perfectly over her head. So I'm thinking I want to use her on the cover. I'm going to work on that right now and see what other pages we get finished today. Okay guys, so I'm back with my book today and I want to make a couple of little changes. So I've got some different quotes that I want to put on here and I'm just kind of going through it all and making some you know, making sure that I'm really happy with everything, and maybe adding some little embellishments or dangles. So that's what I'm gonna do, just fine tuning everything. A little more of my mossy stuff. So this stuff sticks pretty well, so I'm just putting my glue down first, and then I'll put a little bunch in here and squish it down. And then let's get some over here. And then I'm thinking maybe I'll do this up here. I don't want this thing here, but I could just cover it up. And I do have a few extra flowers that I thought I would test, see what they look like in here. All right, this one's not gonna come up. I thought maybe I could switch them, but that is definitely glued down there. Let me look at what other flowers I have. Okay, I definitely like this in this top corner. Perfect. So let me move on to, let's see, this page, this tag in here. I hope you all enjoyed the video. This was so much fun to make, and I want to say a special thank you to Julie and Mandy from Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration for inviting me to be a part of this collaboration. Thanks for watching.